Hello, you okay? Who's this noisy bugger? Come on then. Do you want to get her on lead? Is she going to try and pull a fast one on us?
Yeah, she will. She'll try to jump out.
Oh, you got her. Hey girly, Gotcha. Do you want to give her back to Alicia?
See, like, this is one of the problems. Like, I can't even... Oh,
Your hand out? Yeah. There you go. Got her. Other dog problems? Lots of barking, demand barking?
Reactive with any other dog she sees.
Okay.
Lead walking,
Yeah.
cat walker.
And how old is she?
Well, nearly 1.5.
She's small, right?
Do you think she's small?
Yeah.
You don't think she's underweight, do you?
No, not at all. She's not underweight. She's just small. Just petite little stature. I'm going to put this slip lead on her because I don't quite trust that collared.
Okay.
And then we'll get crack-a-lacking. Do you want to give her bag to Alicia? Cool. All right, we'll crack on with her. First things first, loose lead walking, then get her around some other dogs and things. Is that okay? Cool. What's her relationship like with other dogs when she gets to them?
It depends what kind of dog it is. Some she'll just sniff, and others she'll jump all over him. Like, she's never bitten any other dogs or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think it's more like she wants to play than
Gotcha.
be
Yeah.
aggressive, But as soon as she sees another dog, even in the distance, she goes crazy.
Cool. All right. Okay. All right. Right. We'll go crack on. Alicia's going to grab Ronnie, and then we'll see you this afternoon. Cool. All right. Come on, Prue. Go away, you. Come on. Let's see how we're getting on. It's just a frustrated whopper. Okay, this must be knackering for her. Let's have a look at what she does when she gets there. Watch out, Range. Range is thinking, one wrong move. Good boy, Range, good boy. It's a girly, don't beat her up. As you can see, when she gets there, she doesn't give a fuck, has a little bit of a sniff. That's indicative that it's a frustration-based reactivity, because if there's no, she wants to get to the dog, she's not telling the dog to go away, because when she does get to the dog, she has a sniff, like she went towards his back end. Maybe her arousal's a little bit high, but that's her relationship with the lead more so than maybe her. She's currently doing a poo. Doesn't give two shits about him now she has said hello. But we never fix this problem by allowing the dog to say hello to a bunch of different dogs. It's inevitable that she's not allowed to say hello to every single dog. So we have to, one, fulfill her needs by allowing her to be a dog and expressing that frustration perhaps through the means of play. And two, give her quite stringent rules on the lead and teach her what she is and is not allowed to do, and make sure they're really black and white, so she's not getting her knickers in a twist every time she sees a dog and isn't able to go and say hello. Her nature, you know, yellow Labrador, chances are she's just a hypersocial dog, wants to go and interact with Ranger. But I promise you, if I let go of the lead now and she's steamed over to Ranger in this frame of mind, even him, very nice dog, he's gonna probably give her a decent telling off and a decent rollicking. Like, he's not going to appreciate that. So it's in Prue's best interest that she doesn't run up to every dog she sees or behave like this around other dogs, because it's not going to be well reciprocated from other dogs like Ranger, or even dogs that aren't as well balanced. Now Ranger's going away, she's getting wound up again, the rhythmic barking comes in, and she's expressing that frustration through vocalization. She is frustrated at the situation, not the other dog. She's just displacing the frustration towards the other dog. So this is why often we can misdiagnose aggression in dogs when it's really they're frustrated. They're displaying behavior that's akin to aggression, but ultimately it's them just displacing the frustration of the situation towards the third party, and that's my dog in this case. So I'm going to put her away now. She's probably going to bark in the crate a little bit. I'm going to grab myself a coffee, pick up the right tools, bring her out, do a bit of loose lead work, do that in a sterile environment, start incrementally introducing distractions in throughout the day, such as my other older dogs to begin with. Then we'll bring the Malinois out a little bit later on. And yeah, let's see how we get on. Okay, Okay, lesson 1 with Prue, teaching her what a lead means, how to turn off lead pressure, how to not hit the end of the lead, get lower, and just start pulling like a train. So we want to gradually expose her to other dogs today, eventually with my older dogs, eventually with the more exciting dogs, and then plan is to get her off site as soon as possible to generalize the behavior. So I'm going to leave that on there for now. So I've put a slip collar on her. This is just a generic slip collar here. I'm going to see if she takes food, and if she does, we can work, and she does. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. And then what I'm going to start doing is just teach her there's some value at my end of the lead, and not all the value lies at the other end of the lead. So that's really important when we're trying to reduce and cap that frustration-based reactivity. As always, we introduce the stringent rules in the absence of other dogs, then add them in. Yes, good girl. Yes, good girl. She hits the end of the lead, we're tap tap, yes, good girl. She's quite sensitive, so that's good. Yes, good girl. Good girl. We can start moving a bit now. Tap tap. Head faces me, I give a marker, I deliver food. Really, really simple. You imagine there's like a COVID bubble around me. She leaves that bubble, here she goes, tap tap. I'll tap as much as I need, as frequently as I need, as intensely as I need. But as soon as the head comes around towards me, I'm marking and reward. You're on a continuous reward schedule nice and early. Tap, tap. Waiting for the nose to face me. Once it does, still not, yes. Good girl, she comes to me for the food. What I don't do is take the food and go put it in her mouth. We teach with pressure because pressure is inevitable. Now don't get me wrong, there's a lot more to a dog's reactivity than fundamental obedience. That's just part of the puzzle. If you want to learn more about dog reactivity and perhaps cover all the underlying issues that might be fueling your dog's reactivity, then you just click the link in our description where you can download our 100% free reactivity guide, which includes every reasoning and underlying issue as to why your dog might be reactive, including diet, health, genetic fulfillment. There's loads of exercises you can do there to make sure your dog's fulfilled. There's also some schedules that you can look at, as well as recall and loose lead tutorials. Anyway, I'll shut up about that and I'll carry on, yes, with Prue here. Good girl. And we'll start moving now. And same rules apply, but now we're just moving. I get the nose towards me, I'm going to mark and reward. She comes to collect food, yes. Yes. Mark, move and reward. I want a nice active response to her seeking that food, not just like, oh yeah, I'll take it. Again, this is practiced in the absence of other dogs, and shortly Alicia's going to go grab one of my dogs. She has an understanding of what is expected of her, so then when I put her in a position where she sees another dog, yes, she understands the premeditated set of rules. What we don't want to do is just teach our dog in the absence of pressure, no lead, etc., etc. Take them for a walk, they see another dog, they pull on the lead, we correct them, and all they do is build the superstition as when they see another dog, they experience discomfort, which could make the reactivity worse. Yes. So we teach with pressure. We don't neglect pressure in the early learning phases. Yes. And again, just loads of reward to begin with. Prue's been on our food motivation building program, just like every dog that comes through Yorkshire Canine Academy. Yes. We can build food motivation. Our dogs' motivations are not fixed. Again, hit the link in the description and you will learn exactly how to do that. Again, I've not said heel yet. I'm not going to say heel and start correcting the dog. She doesn't know what it means. But once things are looking smooth, I might start labeling the behavior. Very important, this is done in a sterile environment. So for you guys at home, this might be your garden. That's absolutely fine. Of course, we need to start working around distraction. I'm not one of those trainers that's going to keep the dog under the threshold for 3 years of her life. But we must do some of the teaching, or majority of the teaching, in sterile environments, or as best we can find. There's no such thing as a true sterile environment. Yes. And now Prue's starting to get it. You can do this on any length lead, really. I could go to the full 6 foot here if I wanted to. Same rules apply. I just got a 6 foot bubble instead of a 4 foot bubble. I like to start around 4 or 5 foot, and then we can whittle it down as we go along. Yes, the bigger the bubble, the easier it is for the dog. She's a good girl. Oh, no. Oh, get off. Oh. So I'm presuming her owners don't want it to jump up. I don't give a fuck if a dog jumps up on me. I don't give a fuck if my own dogs jump up on me. but most dog owners don't want that, so I'll have to correct her for it. Even though I don't give a shit, Prue. You could jump up and give me kisses all day. I don't particularly care. I never wear nice clothes, so... Okay, Alicia's gonna go grab a dog. You can grab Ranger or Dals. Start adding distraction in. Bop, 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 bop. It might be too hard for her. If it's too hard for her, then we just go back a little bit. Ideally, we don't want to put a dog in a position where we have to like go backwards, but I think she's ready enough. You know, we can't spend all day just up and down, up and down, up and down with a dog in sterile environments. Like, once she has a basic skill set, we need to start testing it. Good. Yes. Just readjusted my collar there. It's got to sit above the trachea to be as effective as we want it. I always offset the lead a little bit so I get a head turn in the dog. Ultimately, I want that head turn to mean come back to me. Good girl. Good girl. And we can start seeing how it's going to transcend into heel work. Look. Start getting glimmers of what nice heel work looks like from our Labrador. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Yes. Alicia's got Ranger out now. Ranger, she's obviously met earlier. Nice easy trigger to begin with. Nice easy draw, I like to call it. And again, I'm going to start teaching her that you're calm, you're chilled, you get rewarded, and then you can say hello to Ranger, no problem. So when it comes to frustrated based reactivity, typically the dog has learned that pulling and acting like an absolute bellend has allowed them to gain what they want, which is often that social interaction with the other dog. So I'm going to teach the converse here. If you're a good girl, you get to meet the other dogs. My leash dropped down a little bit, so I'm going to make sure I readjust that. You can almost feel her gyrating. That's fine, just... Roo. Yes. Good girl. I want to set her up to succeed. I'm not going to absolutely... Sorry. Take her head off now. Wait. Yes. Good lass. Cool. You bring him nice and close, Alicia. She's only, like, just wants to say hello. Good boy, Range. Yes. Good girl. Okay. No. She's flying in there. Yes. Good girl. And let her sniff his back end. Good girl. Ranger some food on the floor. She jumps on him. I'll either correct her or Ranger will. Put some food on the floor for Ranger. Keep him busy. Too much. Good. She doesn't have to get pesty, right? Good girl. That's good. Yes. Using Ranger's back end here. And again, I'm not healing. I'm not doing anything now. I'm just keeping her aware of this bubble. I've got my slip collar there in case she's like being a knob to Ranger. Good girl. Yeah, we're good, look. We're clever. We're clever. She's happy. She's taking food. She had a couple of corrections. We're all good, but she can't throw herself around at other dogs like that. Yes. Good lass. So if you see, we're getting a lot of reps done in here. A hell of a lot of reps. So the dog working for her kibble, which is what we're using now, is everyone's best interest because she's one, not going to get too fat. Yes. Good girl. I want to teach her how to like avoid the end of that lead. Start kind of relinquishing to pressure a little bit. She fires in there. Hey, we're coming out of there. You don't get to meet other dogs when you behave like that. Good girl. Hey, clever. Cool. So this is first official session with her. She's happy. She's not flattened out. I'm sick of dog trainers, especially balanced dog trainers, bringing out a dog, fucking squashing the dog, flattening them out, and then saying that's a before and after. It's not. How can we measure our success? One, she can interact with the dog without trying to fucking chin him. And two, she's still taking positive reinforcement from me. Therefore, it's not over threshold. She's not flattened out. She's not suppressed. She's not got learned helplessness. She just has a conceptual understanding of rules for perhaps the first time in her life. So plan of attack, do a little bit more of this, maybe start labeling the heel work. She's here for a couple of days, there's no particular rush. Alicia and I are going to try and get her and Bear, another dog we have in at the moment, off site for some generalization, making sure that she can do this even in pictures that she's going to be more familiar with, e.g. residential areas instead of like our training facility. So good girl, yes, and we'll finish up there. So we've just brought Prue out to the local village to generalize the behavior that we've been working on today. So we've obviously got her around my dog. She started to give her the conceptual understanding of a loose lead walk, and now what we need to do is generalize that and transition that to everyday scenarios that her owners are going to expect her to behave once they pick her up. So without further ado, I'm going to go get Prue. I'm going to do a little bit with a loose lead walk. Before that though, I'm going to let her have a little of a sniff, get any kind of toileting or anything she needs out of her system. I'm going to have Alicia set up with one of the other residential dogs as a bit of a stooge, as a bit of a distraction. When we're ready, I'll give her a nod once we're ready to cross each other, and we'll see how we go. Have a sniff. So get this bit out of our system first. She's not allowed to pull my arm out of the socket like a whopper though. Good. Yo, she clever. She clever. Okay, heel. This is my starting point. Every time she forges out in front, inside or outside turn, and then back to my starting point. Here you go. You know that person, Prue, or you're just that excited about everyone. And this might be good girl. A slow burner to begin with, but she's going to start figuring out we're not going anywhere until she walks nice to heel, and that's okay. Back to my starting point. Momentum is reinforcing to dogs, so remember, if we're still moving forward, we're reinforcing their behavior. And eventually I'm going to get one check-in, one little check-in for food, and I'm going to give her a big reward. Guess. Good lass. She goes out in front, I'm going to pop, and we start again. Good girl. Yes. And we're starting to heel. Ah, we're starting to get it. A little bit of work. Lots of turns. Yes. We're paying back here, not out in front. From our left, not from our right. Because I turn a lot, she's keeping her eye on me. If she's keeping her eye on me, she can't keep her eye on the dog. And we're going to go for the big cross. Can we do it? And Alicia's going to cross. There's a German side. Yes. She's going to cross and we've done it. Same again on my other side now. She's watching. She's watching. Does she make a good choice? Yes, she does. Good lass. Again, we're not walking the dog. We're practicing to walk the dog. And if that means walking up and down 100 times and everyone around you thinking I'm mental, that's fine. But if I'd carried on the walk and she's pulling my arm out the socket, fixating at the dog and allowing momentum to occur, we wouldn't have made any strides today. Yes. Good girl, Prue. Good lass. Wow. Wow. She clever. She's so clever. So a little bit more of this sort of stuff. Again, we got Marley working in the background here. I think he's doing pretty good. He's only on like day 4 or 5. All I want at this stage is nose behind toes. And if she forges and goes out in front there, I'm going to either do this or this. And teach her that, hey, when you go out in front, we go the opposite direction. She clever girl. So this is what we want. We want Prue's nose behind toes. As soon as he goes out in front, we take a turn, go the other way. We call this walking on the road to nowhere, simply because we ain't fucking going anywhere. Good girl. So I'm going to spend maybe 10-15 minutes here, going up and down a couple of times. Then we'll pick somewhere new, do the same thing again. This is all it needs to look like. Hey, good girl. Nice higher rate of reinforcement early doors, and then as we move along, we can make it variable. Let's see if we can get a bit closer to Marley.
TikTok guy.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Oh, she gonna? Yeah, oh, there you go. Yeah. More Instagram, but yeah, TikTok, I guess so. So there you go. That's all we have time for episode 1 of Prue today. Look how well she got on. We'll film a little bit more tomorrow, maybe the day after, and we're going to try and get her in there lying down whilst we have a cup of coffee. Pan to the deli. Panning, panning, panning. Good boy. Good girl. Yeah. I have to start going out in disguise, guys. I won't quit until they say, are you the YouTube guy? Because I fuck TikTok. So like and subscribe. Good girl. So yeah, I just got recognized in public again.
he's basically famous now, but for TikTok. So
I'll have to get, yeah, it doesn't count. I'll have to get shades and like a big one of those big nose things. Goodness me, that was a good outing with the
squad.
with the squad. Yeah, they were all good boys and girls, weren't they, Alicia?
Was indeed, except Pepper Potts.
Except for Pepper Potts. Sometimes you've got to be naughty to build confidence though, and she's not truly one of my dogs unless she's naughty, so.
That's a good point. He's about.
What are we doing? Why are we doing this? We've come to Golden Acre Park. Hopefully we'll bump into some dogs. But everyone's a lazy fucker and doesn't want to walk their dog in the rain, so maybe we won't. But at least there's another opportunity for us to generalise Prue's behaviour to somewhere new. And somewhere that is similar in conditions to where she is going to be expected to behave. So I'll grab her out, little sniff to begin with, give her a heel command, and I'll probably be doing lots of turns again, but that's okay. She's our typical Labrador, young Labrador. She's overexcited by any new and novel environments. That means we just got to take her more places, train somewhere new. Hopefully this time though, and each and every time we take her somewhere new, that time frame in which she takes to calm down gets shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter until we can bring her out of the car and she can almost immediately concentrate. So I'll get her out and we'll see how we go. Prue, how are you? Go to the trees, let her be a dog so we're not like wrestling her away. Well, she's not being a total whopper in this circumstance. And if you're a YouTube fan of ours, you will notice this park from many, many videos ago with a German Shepherd called Lupo, where I was about half the size, half as many tattoos, had a spring in my step back then. My soul is empty now. But too many clients not do their homework. You've killed my soul. Tap, tap. And again, somewhere new. It's okay, it's going to take us a little bit of settling time. It depends how valuable the environment is to Prue. I've got Nicola and Alicia stooging for me. She's not allowed to cross me. She tries to get to cross me. Let's go an outside turn. I don't have to creep all the way up to these dogs. I can just turn again here. And she's gone again. Loses focus, goes out in front. We're going to take a turn, issue that low-level consequence. And we're just learning to walk on a lead somewhere new. And now she's building. So lead goes up, calm. Up, calm. Good. I'm not telling the dog to calm, I'm telling the camera. That's what I'm going for with the pressured sit. We'll go this way. Heel. Good. Yes. As you saw there, she's starting to lose herself, lose her arousal. When her arousal goes so high and she adrenalizes, I've got no chance of teaching her a fucking thing. Lead goes up, I calm her down. You've seen that in a video with Leo before. Now we got a little bit more of a calmer dog to work with here. And we use that like handbrake sit as a little bit of a reset button. And again, when I'm going for a walk today, I'm not going to expect to walk this dog around Golden Acre Park to heel. That's not happening anytime soon. We're taking her here to practice how to heel with certain conditions. Dogs, cars. Aim of the game with reactive dogs is to not allow them to react. If I'm getting reaction after reaction after reaction, then I'm just allowing her to rehearse and perpetuate that unwanted behavior. So, and again, this is day one. Prue's with us, I think, for a week. So, like, this is pretty good progress for day one. Considering this morning she was looking like this, absolutely hoofing off, pulling like a train, typical young Labrador. Good girl. And again, this is early conceptual teaching. I'll be more stringent with my markers, with my cues, with my brake and heel, as she kind of gets the understanding of lead pressure. For now, I want to teach her, avoid the end of the lead, hang around with me, get some food, ignore the doggies. Then we can be more regimented with our obedience cues 3-4 days time. Good girl. Pepper Potts, look, she's famous. She clever. 2 clever girls. Yes. Yeah, clever. We finished with a big jackpot for Prue for being such a good girl. As your greedy Labrador, and her tail's wagging, and she's not depressed, she's not suppressed, she's not learned helplessness. You fucking idiots online, aren't they? Yeah, she's clever. Come on in. Day 2 with Prue. She's made so much good progress. We've decided to take her for a walk over Golden Acre with my dogs and Alicia. So we've got Pepper Potts, Stark, Alicia and Prue, all en route around Golden Acre Park. And for the most part, she's been a pretty good girl. Worked on the downstay this morning, or place work. Hopefully we'll generalise that off-site tomorrow or the day after. Get her at a cafe or somewhere like that. Again, trying to replicate that real life. Make it as easy as possible for her owners to take the reins. How did Prue get on, Prawn? Alicia? How did Prue get on, Alicia?
She did pretty good.
YCA vlog episode 2. Coming out with the Kickstarters here.
She had some good challenges there.
She did actually. There's loads of whopping dogs, weren't there? Mira, come on, that's not for you. Just me dogs are being bastards.
I'll take
My dog's a little. My dog's probably the worst dogs that behaved on this walk today.
Yeah,
It's just, oh, we stopped. She's pooping. And pooping. Perfect time to cut. Bye.